You call your cat and they glance at you, then turn their head. You talk to them softly and they slowly blink like nothing you said mattered. Or worse, they just stand up and walk out of the room, leaving you there feeling ignored. It's one of the most frustrating feelings for any cat owner. We give them attention, speak kindly, and in return, nothing. Most people believe that when cats act this way, it's because they don't care, that they're cold, distant, or even incapable of understanding us. But here's the truth. This couldn't be further from reality. Because what your cat really sees and hears when you talk to them will completely change how you understand them. Today, you're going to discover what your cat's brain is truly processing when you speak to them. You'll understand why their response isn't about ignoring you. It's about how they're wired to see the world. Unlike dogs or humans, cats aren't naturally wired to read faces. While we rely heavily on expressions to communicate, cats operate on an entirely different system. To them, your face doesn't carry the emotional weight you think it does. In fact, most cats don't even process facial details clearly. Cats are nearsighted compared to humans. Their vision is tuned for movement, not detail. When they look at your face, what they actually see is a soft, blurry shape, not the eyebrows raising, not the smile forming, and definitely not the tiny changes we use to show emotion. Instead of expressions, cats are masters at detecting movement. A subtle hand gesture, a shift in posture, or the way you lean in, those are the cues they respond to. So when you're talking to your cat and expecting them to read your joy, frustration, or affection from your face, you're speaking in a language they were never meant to understand. And this changes everything, because when your cat looks away, it's not a rejection. They aren't being cold or uninterested. The truth is simple. They just don't see what you think they see.
If your cat doesn't understand your face, how did they know it's you? The answer is sound. Cats recognize you not by what you say, but by how you say it. Your tone of voice, your rhythm, the softness or firmness in your speech, that's what your cat is tuned into. They don't care about the actual words. You could say anything, and if it's in the tone they associate with you, they'll respond. Think about it. How many times have you called your cat's name and they didn't come, but the moment you spoke in your usual voice, maybe when chatting on the phone or greeting someone, they wandered in from another room? That's because to your cat, your voice isn't a message. It's a presence. It's a familiar sound in a world full of noise. It marks safety, routine, and emotional tone. And that's the key. To your cat, your voice isn't language, it's identity. What often feels like your cat ignoring you is something far more meaningful. It's not rejection, it's emotional regulation. When a cat turns their head away while you're talking, they're not disconnecting out of disinterest. They're calming themselves. That slight movement is their way of saying, "I'm okay, and I feel safe enough to relax." The slow blink you sometimes get, that's not boredom. It's one of the deepest signs of trust in cat behavior. It's their way of telling you that they feel calm, peaceful, and emotionally open around you. It's like a silent nod of affection in their language. When a cat sits with their back toward you, most people take it as a snub. But it's actually the opposite. In the animal world, turning your back means you don't feel threatened. It's vulnerability. It's trust. And when your cat walks out of the room while you're speaking, it doesn't mean they're done with you. Often, it's their way of decompressing. They've absorbed your presence, your tone, your energy, and now they step away to settle, not escape. Cats disconnect to feel safe, not to push you away.
So, what does your cat really see when you speak to them? It's not your face moving, not your lips forming words, and not your expressions shifting. What they see is something much simpler and far more profound. To a cat, your shape is soft, often blurred at the edges. Their vision isn't designed for detail, but for motion. They recognize you by the way you move across the room, the pattern of your steps, the sound of your voice echoing through the space. You're not a face to them. You're a presence, a living part of the environment they've come to associate with comfort, food, routine, and warmth. And here's what's truly beautiful. Over time, you become a fixed point in your cat's world, a constant. You may change your clothes, your hairstyle, even your scent, but the way you move, the sound of your voice, and the rhythm of your presence stay the same. So when your cat hears you talk, they don't just see a person making noise, they don't process the words or look into your eyes for clues. What they experience is much deeper than that. Your cat doesn't see a person talking, they see safety making sound. Once you understand that your cat sees and hears you as a feeling, not a face or phrase, their responses start to make a lot more sense. Some cats will slowly walk toward you when you speak, not because they understand the words, but because your voice feels safe. They're drawn to the emotional energy behind your tone, calm, warm, familiar. Other cats might simply lie down where they are, looking relaxed, with eyes half closed. That's not indifference. That's the sound of your voice acting like background music to their sense of peace. In their world, that's affection, that's comfort. And then there are cats who don't move at all. They stay curled up in another room when you call, or they glance once and look away. That's not distance, that's trust. It means they don't feel the need to get up and check, because they know it's you, and they feel no threat, no urgency, and no fear. Each reaction, from approaching to staying still, isn't a test of love. It's a reflection of how secure they feel with you in their space.
You're on the phone, walking around the house, and suddenly your cat meows from another room. It's not random, it's not a demand. What they're reacting to is your voice in motion. They hear it, recognize it, and feel something shift. They respond because your voice is part of their environment, and when it changes, they notice. You call their name and they freeze. Maybe they pause mid-groom or just tilt an ear without turning their head. That pause isn't ignorance, it's calculation. Cats process slowly, and they're deciding what your tone means. Not your words, your tone. That hesitation is their way of reading you. Or maybe your cat just gets up and leaves when you start talking. It feels like rejection, but it's not. It's a reset, a moment where they step away, not because they're upset, but because they've already received the message. You're there, you're safe, and they can relax somewhere else. Your cat responds, just not in the human way. Most people think their cat is ignoring them when they talk, but now you know your cat is listening in their own way. Through your voice, your presence, and your energy, they build a quiet, unspoken bond with you every day. So the next time they blink slowly or turn their back, remember that's love, just not the kind we're used to. If this helped you see your cat differently, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and tell me in the comments, how does your cat respond when you talk to them? I'd love to hear your story.